Basement Bookers Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition Basement Bookers Podcast episode. This episode is for the vacation weekend. For you today, we have unearthed from the Basement Bookers Vault the very first episode of the Basement Bookers Podcast that we will watch, well, rather listen to together. There may or may not be contents missing because much like meat, you can't the meat is too raw. You get salmonella or something. So there may be missing meat, but it has been brought to you painstakingly by a right click and save as to the desktop. So without further ado and ceremony, I present to you Rich and Jer. Any words before we continue and start this? This travel back 9 years to the very first episode of the Basement Bookers podcast. It may not even be the Basement Bookers podcast. It may have been something else. We'll see.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for checking us out. If this is your first time checking out the Basement Bookers podcast, we apologize in advance. The podcast we are listening to, if you think that we're a couple of idiots now, boy, are we going to show you how much we learned from then, because we were real idiots 9 years ago.
First of all, you haven't even listened to this, and you don't even know. We might have been smarter. We might have gotten dumber. We don't
Maybe.
know. It could be, it maybe in some ways, in some other ways. So
We certainly knew less about podcasting and sound quality and sobriety during an episode.
you know what? Let's just forget it. All right. Let's just do this. Let's stop. We're going to jump in. And here we go. Episode 1, Basement Bookers react to Basement Bookers episode 1. This is Basement Bookers react to episode 1 of this podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and germs, my name is Jerry. You can call me Jer, and I'm here with my co-host.
Yo,
This is Rich the Riz
that's right.
of Brooklyn fame.
Brooklyn, New York.
How are you today, buddy?
I'm good. How you doing, bud?
Pretty good. You know, what happened was
It's
we
an
had to move
iPad.
some furniture, so there's 2 kitchen tables in my house. But
Yeah.
enough about that.
Yeah,
Interesting week for wrestling.
very interesting week. A lot of stuff going on. For the first time in at least years, I would say that, I mean, if you want to bring up the match of the week already.
Already.
Yeah.
Okay.
May as well start out
Alright,
big.
I'm on
Start
board.
big. Start big. Match of the week. Shouldn't be much of a surprise, although one of the participants in it is a bit, was Cena versus Cesaro. And I personally am giving at least 90% of the credit to Cesaro, because dude is friggin' awesome. He's a powerhouse. He's a throwback to old school, like William Regal, Finley, and I'll say it, Chris Benoit. He's old school like that.
He said the words.
I said it.
All right, yeah, you know what? I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree with you because
You said the words, dude.
I said the words.
I don't even know if we can get away with that now. Oh, you know
We'll
what?
see.
I got an idea. Don't even worry about it. All right.
when I saw that like uppercut move when he like throws him in the air and
Love
just
that.
like John Cena's not a small guy,
No,
right?
seriously.
I mean, the guy's pretty big.
Yeah.
And the athleticism involved in that, I haven't seen anybody really do anything like that.
Yeah, that's definitely like one of the moves that the person selling in this case is doing probably actually less than the person performing the move. Cesaro is literally launching him up into the air and then hitting him with that European uppercut. And I don't want to ever call it a regular uppercut because the fist doesn't
Yeah,
actually
it
make
is.
contact.
It's technically European uppercut.
But they haven't called it that since like Regal was around for real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Why is that? What do you think?
Well, I know he's announcing for NXT. I know when which would have been an awesome series of matches. But when before the Shield came up, Dean Ambrose down in NXT kept calling out Regal, kept calling him out, just trying to start a feud. I don't know for sure if anything ever actually happened, but I would pay to see that match. Dean Ambrose versus William Regal. In 25 minutes, I'll watch 25 minutes. I'll watch a half-hour match with them. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that. But going back to Cesaro versus Cena.
Cesaro, yes.
What do you think about them taking out name, like the first part of his name? What do you think about that?
It made a noticeable difference. I think it might actually help him get over a bit. Vince's reasoning supposedly is that he doesn't think someone with the name Antonio sounds tough. I think that the person should, like, their actions, the way they present themselves, the way they perform, should really dictate that as opposed to focusing on their name. I mean, if we want to go to another name change briefly, Biggie.
Oh my god, dude! Like,
Diarrhea of the mouth. I get chatty when
ugh,
I drink.
I know. No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It's just so different now. I don't know if that makes
All
any sense.
all the table and chair noises.
I guess I don't hear them. If that makes any sense. I don't know. I've always been like able to. I'm just trying to visualize. I'm trying to time travel. Because these are around good times. These are podcast cat days. This
Mm-hmm.
is so. All right, it's good. By the way, you could also pause anytime. So
Langston was a terrible name. Now they dropped Langston. He's just Big E. Like, what is like
it's
that?
cool
That's
now.
just as bad. I think that's just as bad. Like, because now you got the crowd chanting Big E. Okay, cool, whatever. But it just reminds me of if you remember Ricky Ortiz, and he had that he
No.
called himself the Big O. Where at the end of the finisher called the Big
Oh.
O. It's like, no, don't do
No.
that.
Well, that's why he's so famous now.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was
That's
an
why he's so
NXT
famous
guy
now.
for a minute.
Yeah.
Like before, I think that was before No Way Jose.
Yeah.
Give or
It has
take.
to be, right? Yeah. All right. Eventually we'll get to the predictions.
After that move.
Mhm.
But yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Maybe Antonio also sounds like. Remember that team with those two dudes?
Oh,
Be more descriptive.
we'll figure it out. One of us will Google it at some point. We'll update you next week, or if you, the listener, if anyone's listening,
If you can name that team.
Yeah,
And they never did.
those two guys. If you know those guys, you can tweet us at Rich the Riz
Or at the Jer Show.
There you go.
At the Jer Show.
We welcome any and all corrections to our stupidity. And
The cringe. Oh. Oh, okay. So I'm curious here because and by the way, that was like 5 minutes. That was 5 minutes that was around because it's like Jericho, but without dismissing a thing. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, who came first, Rich the Riz or the Jericho?
Probably Rich the Riz because I put it and I left it
Yeah.
because
Darn it.
as
All
a
right.
boomer, which wasn't a term when we recorded this episode, by the way, boomer. They didn't know what that was. That it wasn't a term used the way it is now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't want to try and figure out how to change my Twitter handle, so I just left it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna just do this now before I forget. The bleep at the beginning that you missed was an F bomb. YouTube
Yeah.
has a thing about the F bombs being like right smack dab at the beginning of things. So If anything comes out later, that's fine. It was raw and real back then. The meat went bad. All right, so you ready?
Yeah.
In comments, tell us how, if you love our opinion, if you think we're complete idiots, whatever, tell us, we'll respond.
I'm from this thought of I don't know anything.
Hmm.
I never claim to know anything, but we're
That's
just
not
two
changed.
dudes talking about wrestling.
Still
So
the same.
Yeah,
or
this is,
Mhm.
sports entertainment.
nah, it's wrestling.
Yeah, it's wrestling. Okay,
I'm going with Ted Turner round, call it wrestling.
it was called wrestling.
That's right.
It's all about wrestling. And
All right.
back to Cesaro and Cena's match.
Where's the correction?
I
No.
mean, say what you want about the guy, but John Cena can have a good match with anybody.
Enough, man. I like the way that when Cesaro was lying prone on the mat, and Cena jumped into it and picked him up and got him up for the AA, the Attitude Adjustment.
Oh yeah,
It's a Death Valley Driver.
It's pretty good.
But that was cool.
Yeah.
And I like that Cena is changing up his moveset now a bit, because he had been stale. I am going to talk at length about someone whose moveset is terribly, terribly stale, but not just
Stay
yet.
tuned for that one. It's gonna be a doozy.
Oh boy.
Better be.
But yeah, see his moveset has been stale. It's like, all right, shoulder tackle. Tackle. You're gonna do throw the hands in the
moves and move
air.
alone.
You can't see the. No, stop that. He has to stop.
See that? There's evidence that Rich Jerez was a John Cena hater of the moves of doom. There it is. That's the guy.
I
For
just
all the
don't.
world to see.
I think it's well documented. I am not a fan of predictability.
Yeah.
If I see Cena hit one shoulder tackle, guess what? Another shoulder tackle's coming. And then drop down and spine buster or whatever that was. And
Hey,
then
Rich Jerez, the only active member of the first Basement Bookers podcast. What's your favorite song?
yeesh. I don't think I have a singular favorite song. It is
All right, but you have songs that you love, right?
yeah.
Have you been asking for remixes of it, or do you love listening to them the way they are? What's more predictable than a song you've heard? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think the moves of doom for me became like, at first it was like, yeah, okay, but then it was like, you know what? I missed that. I miss seeing that. Like, oh, he's gonna do it. Like, I felt like that when he fought Roman, but not when he fought Theory. You know what I mean? It wasn't the same.
I see it. The thing, so I think I just perceive it as, because they are two different types of media. They're two different types of art. A wrestling match is not a song. Like, okay, so okay,
No,
if
but
we
a wrestler is an artist that
right,
has the moves that they do, or some might say the set list that they use at their concerts.
hmm right,
Certain songs will always be played.
yeah, I was gonna get to that. So, like, if we see a wrestling match as sort of a live performance of our favorite song or from our favorite artist or something like that, then sure, it's kind of similar. Okay,
It's a lot of dead space for me to edit out there. Thank you. All right.
it is. You're welcome. But to me, I like it's just different. They're different things.
All right. That's just the way. That's my interpretation, I guess I would say.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I read that before.
I think I read that book too, and it sucks.
Every time.
I don't know how many
Believe
times do
these
you fall
guys?
for that. Like,
No, it's just like do something.
What's all that
they
table
could at least
noise?
make it so the guy's like resting while he's about to do that,
I-
and then he like, I don't know, kicks him in the face or something.
I think it's just moving around. Like maybe your chair, maybe it's you, but like because the remember
The tablet was
I
on the table.
yeah, and I'm not leveled ground, so it's wobbly.
I think it was the table that was also.
There's a lot of movement. Okay. Yeah. We did warn them that this would be awful.
Yeah.
Like right now, I inside I'm breaking. I don't
Mhm.
think there's anything left of me there. But the disrespect show to John Cena by two basement bookers that now love the guy show that people can change. If I could change, then you could change. We can all change. It's Rocky Four. Rich Jer is still a knob who doesn't like Rocky. So let's just continue on here.
I've only seen the Rocky Balboa movie.
That's a good movie, and I made
That was
you
a good
watch
movie.
it. So believe in yourself. All right, let's keep going.
Something stupid like that.
Yeah, like I'll
It's all jokes, man. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't get mad.
give the guy that used to be your boy, Orton, a ton of credit.
Man.
Like if you remember, for like months on end, he would hit the RKO from like even we wouldn't expect it. It's like, oh shit, he fucking hit it from there. Like when he caught I think the first time he did it, he had caught, it might have been Kurt Angle jumping off the turnbuckle, off top turnbuckle, and he caught him in the RKO.
That might have been it. That's actually pretty good that he comes up with different ways for the move to make an impact.
Yeah, because
That's it. That's the move.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
like you can do it out of most counters, really.
from out of nowhere, to quote every announcer during his match when he hits the RKO.
Like,
from
what
out
are
of
you even
nowhere, it's
saying,
like,
dude?
nah,
Like,
so
what are you
I
talking
kinda
about?
missed it.
Not you,
Yeah, yeah.
me.
He did the fist pounding
Oh.
on the mat. Look at
Yeah,
the
it's not
cover.
really from nowhere though. Like it's everybody but the guy in the ring he's about to do it to
Yeah,
knows what's gonna happen.
but it's
there.
always from out of nowhere because that's vintage Randy Orton.
Yeah.
From out of nowhere.
So Michael Cole.
Yes, the new voice of the WWE. He's been doing good lately.
Yeah, he has been good, but he's not JBL good.
He's not JBL's the last time, like not this run, but the last run he had when he was announcing.
So Michael Cole got way better,
Yeah.
and JBL's just crap. Like like because when when he would come back, and he would do the pre-show things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He lost a step. Like I don't know, but I guess there's a reason they stopped asking for him back.
Guess so.
Anyway, I like JBL.
Fantastic. Not quite as good.
Well, I think it has something to do with
I think-
powers that be and being told what to say.
Yeah, I think the first time around, because Matt Striker was fired because Matt Striker wasn't fired because they didn't like Matt Striker's announced style because he would bring up shit that no one knew what he was talking about. He'd make weird references, obscure references, which I thought was really cool. He would talk about he'd say, "Oh, just like Bruiser Brody," and 90% of the audience is like, "Bruiser who?"
Yeah.
But I like that about Matt Striker. I like that about JBL's first run. He was like that. He would mention old.
This is before Dark Side of the Ring, and a lot of old heads definitely know, but the average, the regular Johnny Juice Box and Daddy Lunchbox over there, they don't know.
Little Jimmy don't know.
Little Jimmy don't know. Sorry, it's a lot of knows. Just listening to myself, it just puts it all back.
Cool stuff from back Gorgeous George days.
Yeah, he'll pull just facts out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and-
but now you can tell he's a character.
yeah.
He's always telling Cole that he's seeing black helicopters and conspiracy theories, and
Yeah, well, that's the business. That's the character he's playing.
but it's not his best work.
And I'll even go as far as say that Lawler is still terrible. I don't know what happened to him. I mean, maybe he hasn't fully recovered yet. But
He beat.
Was this when this is this after Dolph Ziggler killed him?
Yeah.
For a second?
That's what we just referenced.
What a disrespectful jerk, man. You see, when you get older, you learn.
Mm-hmm.
You learn today. All right.
Death.
he did beat Death.
He pinned Death. 1, 2, 3.
Not a lot of people can say that. So I retract that statement.
I respect the hell out of Lawler, but
Yeah.
his announcing skills, we can separate the two.
Well, you know what? I think that's the reason there's a 3-man team. Because each one appeals to a different person.
I don't feel that way
when
anymore.
it's 3-man, I mean, the ideal 3-man team is going to be one neutral guy, and
That's right, Basement Jer.
then you got the straight face, and you got the straight heel. I guess WCW really did it best when they'd have Heenan and Tony Schiavone, who I hate.
I know what it is.
You're right.
Me.
Good call, Riz.
Great call, it sure is. It's me. I figured it out. I like to hit my leg because like I'm nervous, you know. It's like wrestling, you know. I slap my leg too much, and I finally got out of that because like as I'm talking, I'm doing it right now because I'm sitting Riz style in my chair,
Nice.
trying to be comfortable with this nonsense.
They would do like Heenan Shivani and fucking like Larry Zabisco and shit. I don't know if they ever actually did it together, but
We were
whatever.
so
I didn't have
edgy
time
and
to do my
cool.
homework this week. Leave me alone. But you get the idea.
Yeah. No, I get it, but I mean, I guess they're doing the best they can. It's a good balance because then you have somebody like who is all like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm noticing lately. I don't know if you noticed this, but there's not a lot of calling.
I see your confused look. There were a couple of hiccups with the audio that like we missed portions of like words.
Yeah, because it didn't pick it up or something. Because
Right.
we didn't even have microphones. We get to
Yeah.
talk into the iPad.
Yeah. I think the whatever program we used, it jittered. So because it's not like
GarageBand.
it's not like we're talking and then there's a space where and then like it continues. It's just part of a word is missing.
I think it was another program. I forgot what it's called. I had to find something, some weird, like this was early, you know. This
Yeah, I
was
think
an
it was just a
early
voice
thing.
recorder app on.
Yeah, it's. Oh my god! All right, let's get back into it.
The action really.
No, I mean for the past few years.
Yeah, like it's just most of the time they're talking about shit that's not.
Well, for two reasons. First of all, like if it's a shit match, if it's a Divas match or whatever, you know, then the Divas get 2.5 minutes. You know what? That's 2.5 minutes to promote the rest of the show, which is, you know, the Divas. We know
This episode is so old.
They were divas.
It's still divas.
not all of them. Most of the Divas, a lot of the Divas, they're not. They're models. They came in because they wanted to get famous, and it worked. Awesome, good for them. They're putting these matches on. They're only giving them 2 or 3 minutes. There's not enough time to tell a story. The announcer's job now is to tell a story.
This before give divas a chance.
Why these people are feuding, or if there's a previous injury, why this person's focusing on that person's shoulder or whatever. Divas match, you don't even have time to say shoulder, and the match is over. Yeah, what they used
Shoulder.
to do, up until I'd say like 6-7 years ago. Like you'd have a play-by-play man and you'd have a color commentator. The play-by-play guy tells you what's happening in the ring, just move for move. The color commentator would generally be the former wrestler, JBL, King, Taz. Taz's work has gotten a lot better. I know you don't watch TNA, but
Really?
yeah, I mean,
Does he still think that's good?
no, thankfully. Anyway, but yeah. So the color commentator would tell you why a move hurts, what body part a move is focusing on, whether it's ACL, MCL, PCL, or if it's a shoulder move, it's a rotator cuff or whatever. But now, and I think
I was
this
just
is
a guess.
good.
I didn't know the shoulder was
a
that
lot of
small.
wrestling fans like you see something, it looks like it hurts, so you're just going to process that hurts.
Yeah.
So they don't need the commentators to say this
I don't
is
care
why
what
it
that
hurts.
is. It hurts. Fuck.
Exactly.
Like that.
So tell the story of why this Cena versus Ara match is so important, what it's leading up to, why they're fighting, why like how it's going to create momentum for one of them or for the other, or if, which was the case, if Cesaro loses, it's still a really really good showing for Cesaro against a top guy like Cena, because otherwise, you know, if you're tuning in for the first time, you see these two guys, they're both in really good shape. You know, who knows? Like I said, if you're a first-time watcher and you tune in and that's what you see, who knows who you're going to root for? It's up to them, in that case, to talk to the new listener, the new viewer, which I think is part of what they're doing now also, to tell us why, to tell the new viewer why this match is important, what's going on behind the scenes and everything.
Did you catch?
You caught that cat.
That's right, I did. Our
Podcast
third
guy.
man, as it were. But I was gonna say, did you catch when Cesaro broke out the We the People and the whole freaking The whole arena was doing it. He said, "We the people."
It's awesome. The crowd is already getting behind Cesaro. It's like a lot of them know that he's going to get a face push really soon. Which I don't think it's not a bad thing.
More like
Anytime,
it is face.
if there's a
face
change
push.
and it's not like, oh, he turned heel. Oh, next week he's a face again. It's like if there's a change that's not so quick, it's good.
Yeah, they can't Del Rio this guy.
I think this was before he won the Andre brother.
Yeah, because he's still with Hager or
Yeah.
Jack Swagger and We the People with Dutch.
Yeah. So I was correct. He got a face push.
You were. That's right. And that's another good thing. We can see if we remember making good calls. That's a good call, Taz. I mean, stretch the wrist.
Because to see him as like a straight up face would be jarring. I
Yeah.
think to some people.
Yeah, like right out of the blue. They gotta work up to it. Like
What the hell?
if you remember, the first thing that the crowd really face popped him for was the swing.
Yeah.
Which was fucking awesome. The
That's
first time he
insane.
used it, he only swung the person, whoever it was, like 5 times,
I
and that
think
was
it
it.
might have been a 3MB person, probably. I don't know.
Could be. It's my memory. Sucks.
Dude, I don't even know.
But
We probably should have did something, but
whatever. It don't matter. We're just
Who cares?
talking. We're just talking.
just two dudes talking.
But yeah, he
Yeah.
broke out the swing, and like everyone popped for it.
Well, apparently, just two dudes talking isn't enough. Okay? Because there's a billion two dudes talking.
Yeah.
At least.
It was a saturated market when we started.
Oh, God, we had nothing. Oh, my God. All right.
We came into this with no prep. We had an idea. We said, "Oh, we'll talk just
Once
like
a
we
week,
do."
we'll just, yeah, let's record it. We basically the same origin story for like every like podcast. It's like, hey, you guys should do a podcast. You guys are good at that. And originally, it was supposed to be 3 of us, but that's another story. I'm kind of glad it worked out this way. All right, let's go.
Because it's freaking cool. It looks awesome. You know they're both going to be dizzy from it, and goddamn is that a show of strength. What he got? He got some. I don't remember who he got. Some bigger dude around like 25 times.
Be crazy.
I always count along with the TV,
I do too, but it depends on how late it is. But like most times I do.
or at least he's a 2.
I mean, that's hard though. And like you saw Cena like covering his head like you're
Yeah.
supposed to, but he was like really.
Well, you don't know. I mean, they probably communicate, but you don't know exactly when he's going to drop you. You know, you go head first into a turnbuckle, and it's like, oh well, there goes that career.
Yeah, man. Say what you want, but that dude, he's always getting attention. If it's negative, if
Oh.
it's positive, it doesn't matter.
I'll say this: a lot of his in-ring work, if we're talking about like the moves of doom, I can't stand it.
It's not a lot of people can, dude.
You guys talked about
it's
this
SOS
already.
moves, same old shit.
Yeah, he's in it.
This is a long conversation about the same 2 dudes.
I can
Bye.
see why.
The same 2 dudes.
You know what? I don't know. It's weird how they really gain a following. I don't understand what happened. Obviously, it's everyone else's problem, not here. You know, it's right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
Entertainer, you know, entertainer.
He is, but
You know
as far
who's not?
as
These idiots.
outside
What
the
did you
ring,
do?
I mean, he just granted his fucking
That cat again.
401st Make-A-Wish record. Like no one is coming close to his record. That's awesome. He's great with kids. He's great with
And
fans.
still-
He is a walking, talking PR machine.
There's no sign of slowing.
Not legitimately 100% can't deny. Literally, he is the face of the company. He's everywhere. He's doing everything. He's doing promo work. He does interviews with newspapers ahead of before Raw. He goes on the morning shows. He's the ideal employee, and you could see he loves the business. He grew up watching it. He grew up loving it. He grew up like us. He turned into that, but you know, he's a product of a machine. Like the machine will keep on going. The machine hit the lotto with Cena. He's insanely marketable. Parents keep stopping him and saying that they love that he's a good role model for the kids.
Yeah, it's the message he's sending.
Which is good.
Yeah.
You can't argue with that.
No, you really can't.
I can argue with
And
this.
he's working on his in-ring work. It's not that his in-ring work is bad. It's just
You know what? Maybe he's playing it safe. Be looking at longevity. Yeah. Well,
Oh, come on. Hogan played it safe. I know I saw you. I know I showed you. I linked you that match. Hogan versus Tiger Mask in Japan. I think it was like 84 or something. He went
I
to
didn't
Japan.
think that was Hogan in there.
Well, he wasn't the one wearing the mask.
I know, but like...
Although Mr. America was awesome.
Yeah.
Off topic. Anyway.
That was pretty silly. One more match, brother. One more. I think he's gonna go for one more run, brother. Speaking of Hulk Hogan,
he's not. His back, his spine is made of fucking.
This is before Hulk Hogan said some messed up stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is before that, right?
No, well, this is before we knew he said some messed up stuff. I don't know when that actually happened.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. We don't know when it happened as opposed to when it was leaked. All right. Yeah.
Silly string.
Speaking of Hogan, I have a theory.
Okay.
So, WrestleMania 30, he's the host. But what if, because they announced it already, what if this Sunday at Elimination Chamber, Christian's supposed to come out? Christian doesn't come out because he's hurt. Somebody beat him up. And no one knows what to do. And then all of a sudden...
Oh, no. I would... No.
He hits... Listen. He hits the ring running. He goes in.
He can't run.
And then he's winded. He's just chilling and he's resting in his
He's in the pod.
He's resting in his pod. He's fighting. Cena's doing this. Cesaro's doing that.
What's
and
that?
Then there's like, I don't know, 3 guys left. It could be Randy Orton, Cesaro, and John Cena. And then Hogan's chamber opens up.
Why not Brian?
Because Brian is too hurt from like Kane, and there's gonna be shenanigans, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
So then Hogan hits the ring, drops the leg on Randy Orton. The leg hits so hard to the mat, it sends a shockwave and like knocks everybody down.
Ripple effect.
That's right. They're unconscious. 3 count. One more time, brother. Hulk Hogan versus Dave Bautista, brother, at WrestleMania 30, brother. It'll never happen, but it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it'll be something.
No. It wouldn't be hilarious. Cool theory.
It'll
Oh,
put
shoot
butts
me
in
down.
seats. Let me tell you that right now, brother. Well, I think
bad
it's
partner.
already, aren't they?
Tell you
They
that right
gotta,
now, brother.
They gotta sell the pay-per-view. This is the last.
That'll never happen.
This is
Just kidding. It's just a theory, but if it does happen, I called it.
I have an actual theory, but
March safe
I
for
think-
We could get to that on the predictions.
Or Jared.
Yeah.
Sure, show.
if they're gonna use Hogan at the pay-per-view to sell more tickets, or what they need to have done it already.
Right.
Like just Hogan spontaneously appearing. That's not gonna, people are gonna buy a pay-per-view 3/4 of the way through because people announce it because they announced that Hogan's there. It's like, oh, okay, let me text this guy. He said he's only buying the Elimination Chamber if Hogan's there, and then he's there, and now you spend $50, $55, whatever it is, for an hour's worth of pay-per-view at most.
No.
Hogan.
I think he's just going to host, man. I don't see him...
Yeah, he's not gonna...
Kind of like The Rock.
This cat desperately wants to be on the show.
I guess. Like,
She keeps
literally.
jumping onto the tablet with the microphone.
No.
Supposed to be on the show.
Stay where you are.
This is the angriest cat ever, but that's off topic.
You shouldn't.
He's not gonna
Now
pass
recorded
any
history.
of their physicals.
Hogan can't pass a physical. But Billy Gunn and Road Dogg are tag team champions.
Hogan, there was at one point.
Well, he's way older. But
Believe me, I can't stand the fact that they're even like wrestling consistently, let alone tag champs.
well,
But
it's good to have friends.
So this is relevant today. Trish
Oh
and
my-
Lita.
Trish and Lita, dude, like, holy crap. That's like the same thing. But it's like worse for them. And I'm not going to say why, because we're different now. It's a little bit different.
So
But like, they
it's
look great
you're-
for their age.
You're right that
So-
it's different, but for me, it's different because, like, okay, I'm sure Lita's neck is better than it was because obviously she was working on. She had years off, but we don't want to see a career-ending injury. We don't want to see any any severe injury like that. We don't. Period.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Friends.
I guess so. But at one point, I think they said he had 15.
I think that's me kicking the table. 'Cause I'm
Oh,
so fidgety.
it could be me because of my leg, my shaky leg, my shaky leg,
My shaky leg. Now you
bunch
got
of
the
shaky
leg.
legs.
Mhm.
Back surgeries in a 12-month period.
Oh
And
my
this is
God.
this is within the past like 3 or 4 years that this happened. I
That's-
don't know if that's the exact figure. I'm gonna go
That's
to
at
my
least
site
once a month.
later on and double check. But yeah, so it was something ridiculous like that.
Your site.
It was absolutely more than I
didn't want to promote
accurately
them.
say more than 10 back surgeries in a 12-month period. How you can't like I don't even think they'd let you drive in that condition, let alone wrestle a match, take bumps.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, a lot of
You'd be
the
surprised.
outcomes might be scripted. Well, they are, but like you have to be, like
Yeah.
you have to be a professional wrestler is very day, and I think that's a good thing that they have that.
And I like
Missing
the
part of a
wellness
word.
policy. I think that they really
I
have
think
the
we can
best
stop saying that
interests
now.
of the wrestlers. See, it's really cool because like they're finally really taking an interest the welfare of their employees and their former employees. You know, they sent. I mean, Scott Hall is successful now, it seems. But
R.I.P.
yeah, no, I'm convinced they sent him to like he went to WWE sponsored rehab like 5 times, but like now with DDP's help, and I never thought I would say Scott
That's
Hall.
Diamond Dallas Page.
That's right.
He does.
Yeah, and he's got Hall and he's got Jake the Snake living with him. They're calling it the accountability crib. And Dally, if you're listening, good shit, man, because you're working.
Yeah, he
miracles
was
with
definitely
those two.
listening, brother.
You took the 2 hardest cases alive. The 2 guys alive that were the drugs and alcohol and everything, and you turned them right around. Well, the WWE Wellness, I read today they test randomly, but they test every wrestler. If during any of those tests they test positive for any of the banned substances, then test you 7 times a year, which is really cool. And I think the impact testing that they do, the concussion tests, it's really good, even though it killed Dolph's momentum for a while.
This
And
is why
he
you
really didn't
need
deserve to have his momentum
segments.
killed, but like, you know, he's injured. If he's injured, he can't
Yep.
wrestle.
Well, if they really wanted him,
They could have, but he was out for like 3 weeks with that concussion off a Randy Orton kick, right?
yeah,
It was
something like that.
prelude to a ladder match, and he didn't get hit with the ladder; just got kicked wrong. I think he was preparing to sell one thing. Randy came at him with something else. I don't know exactly. I remember seeing it. I can picture it, but I don't know what was going through their 2 heads, like what was originally planned. Also, even
I mean,
a
that's
lot more
fine.
recently, Daniel Bryan in the cage match.
Mm-hmm.
He got a concussion early on, and he doesn't remember any of the match. Yeah, he was on top of the cage doing the chant and everything.
This is before he retired.
It was a very good match, but you know he ended up getting concussed, and he didn't wrestle for a week. He did a run in, and that was it. They wouldn't let him.
When you have this thing in your head, this
Hub of nerves.
yeah, and it's in your little skull cage,
Mm-hmm.
and that thing gets knocked around. That could change you.
Oh, hell
you
yeah.
know what I mean? So
I'm not a doctor.
it's very serious.
This
and I
is
think
a lot of
Skull
Joe
cage.
Rogan. Yeah, skull
caution, I
cage.
guess it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, I feel because of the testing that happened afterward, which wasn't as talking about Chris Benoit now.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Glasses off time. Beer down, glasses off. What happened with Benoit was a terrible, terrible tragedy. Him and his family.
yeah.
Terrible tragedy. I want to hold on to that little bit of information for one moment. At the time, one of the wrestlers in the world, period, 100%. If you ignore that one little bit of info of the last 3 days of his life, Hall of Famer, without a doubt. One of the most influential guys.
He's a good worker.
He's a fantastic worker.
Yeah.
He only hurt one guy in the ring, as far as I know. As far as like serious injury, he broke Sabu's neck. That was why they started calling him the Crippler. And he would do this with his hands, and these crippling hands. It's awesome. Going back to that bit of info, terrible, terrible, terrible thing that happened those last 3 days of his life, and that was really heavily focused on as soon as it came out, and the tabloids were really quick to jump to steroids. It's like, oh, it was roid rage.
I was thinking about that, and I'm like thinking like when it goes to that, to me, like I know concussions play like a part in it. Where it's like whenever something horrific happens, people like try to go after the cause of it, like in ways that are just like do something, but you don't even know how to describe the something that you wish to be done that could be actually feasible. And this is one of the situations where it's actually like, no, there's a point here. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Like this actually can have adverse effects on like your brain. Like we know for sure now, especially.
Mhm.
So hopefully they don't keep talking about this for long. We'll just see how long they go on this
Oh,
tangent
I'm pretty
here.
sure I go on a rant.
Oh, good.
Months after, I don't remember, some member of, I think it was his father, Benoit's father, had sent his brain to a university to be studied. They found that due to wear and tear on his brain, concussions, basically, they said he had the brain of an 85-year-old Alzheimer's patient, and they're surprised something like that didn't happen sooner.
Wow.
So now, that wasn't covered in the mainstream media. That happened that was discovered 8 months after the tragedy. 8 months later, Fox News and all the regular mainstream media outlets are talking about other stuff. They're not going to go back and say, "Oh, hey, you know how we accused this guy of steroid abuse and he killed his family in a roid rage frenzy and then killed himself? Yeah, it wasn't roid rage. Sorry, whoops. We assumed," and they're never going to say that.
No, it's not how the news business works.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I mean,
It's all garbage, really.
absolutely.
Hey,
It's
nothing
tabloid stuff.
changed.
But yeah, so that was really, really big in influencing the wellness policy. That's why they have these concussion tests. That's why AJ had a concussion recently too.
That's
AJ
right.
Lee.
That's right.
And they kept her off TV. So they're absolutely
AJ
taking
Lee
it
was still
seriously.
there.
Yeah. I didn't have to specify. It was AJ Lee, not AJ Styles.
Very good. That's right. It's the old days.
Like they're breaking their own plans. It's like you're supposed to defend the title tonight. You're supposed to win the title
Pre
tonight. And
AJ
no, you
Styles
got concussion
WWE.
at the house show yesterday. You're not wrestling.
Dark
We gotta
Ages.
do something else. We gotta go another way.
Yeah.
Right.
So it sucks for them that they have to change all their plans and everything. It sucks for us because maybe we're not getting a match that we expected or wanted to happen. This is how you get wrestlers to stop dying under like 40, 50 years old.
Yeah, crazy happening. So.
Yeah, and speaking of concussions, Chris Nowinski, for him.
Yeah, I remember him. He's the Harvard.
The Harvard graduate.
Yeah, the Harvard
The
graduate.
first ever Harvard graduate in WWE. And I don't even know how many concussions he had, but and like he had a very, very, very short in-ring career with the company.
Dude, I barely remember him wrestling. Yeah.
I mean, offhand, I can maybe only think of about 2 matches I've seen him in.
Cup of coffee.
And flat out ended his in-ring career. Flat out. But he still works for the company now as concussion. He talks to he's a public speaker on the severity of concussions. He goes around talking to like college football teams and stuff.
Oh, he knows his shit. You haven't been through that. It's good to share. Important.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanna shift gears really quick.
Okay.
To what do you think? What are your theories? This is of course before our Elimination Chamber prediction round.
Mm-hmm.
But something that's been happening on Raw, SmackDown, and that is the Shield is. It looks to be changing. It looks like the Shield might just become that splitting off. It looks like the dissension is there, especially between Ambrose and Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
With our poor buddy over there, trying to keep shit cool in the middle. Yeah,
Man.
Yeah, Seth Rollins. He's the glue that holds the Shield together.
As we all know.
That's right. With Seth Rollins there, there's no way. No way. What are they talking? What is he even talking about here?
I definitely see it happening. They're definitely planting the seeds, and I think I think they're doing it really well. If you've listened to us before, which you couldn't have because this is our first podcast,
Stop
but
making noise.
if you-
It's rude. What the hell are you doing?
It's like we're inside a bag of chips.
Oh my God! Yeah, we were podcasting in a Doritos bag. There's also Dorito powder everywhere. It's contraband or sugar poisoned.
A mess.
you know us, you know, I have always been talking about how if you're going to do an angle, especially a team breakup angle, build it up, because if they've been tagging for over a year now, a team isn't going to break up over just one thing. Oh, you accidentally kicked me in the face. You accidentally speared me. I'm done with you. No, that doesn't happen. That's not something that happens in real life. It's not relatable. It's not gonna stick.
And not with these guys.
Yeah, like with Titus and Darren Young recently. That came out of nowhere. I didn't see any. Like, they've been talking.
It also returned from whence it came, because I don't remember. Titus.
Millions of dollars.
That's right. That's right. Primetime players.
Yeah, I only vaguely remember.
Is this before Bob
turn.
Backlund, Darren Young, or after Bob Backlund, Darren Young? Remember
Before.
that?
Before.
Oh, they did. They tried with you, Darren. They tried.
Because I remember we talked about Backlund and the Backlund Darren Young pairing on the podcast.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I take that back, Darren. In case you're still subscribed to the Basement Bookers podcast or still love watching us, I don't know if they did try, but it was a long time ago. But I hope you're in a better place doing what you like.
I feel like what we're saying here relates to the bloodline now. In fact, because we're talking about you're not going to have a team or a faction break up over just one thing. There needs to be more of a long-term story to it, and that's what I'm saying they got to do, and that's what we're getting with the bloodline.
Yeah, that's right, dude. All right.
Roman Reigns is the tie-in.
Roman Reigns.
Tribal Chief.
Those days. He's Shield Roman. Oh my goodness.
About breaking the two of them up for a while now, and then they did it without any provocation. There was no. You didn't see any infighting beforehand. It was out of the blue, and you know what? They're really, really trying to push Titus now. And I know they want to push Darren Young for we'll say the community, and I hear you there, but
you know coming.
No!
It'll
take a while, at least.
Man, you could have left it alone. You could have kept going, left yourself in the ground. What you do? You just drag me into it. They can't see you, but you're coming with.
Year, maybe year and a half, 2 years. If Titus is going to be a main eventer, which they're talking about pushing him towards that direction, seeing if he can run with the ball once they give it to him, it'll be a while before they can make it. Right now, as of right now, they're just going to be two more mid-carders lost in the shuffle.
Yeah,
I think he took the ball with him under the ring in that Royal Rumble.
Yeah, you did. Long-term storytelling, and also, you sure about that? You sure about that?
Hey, it wasn't my idea.
I know.
How times have changed.
Reading the tea leaves poorly, but hey, that's what we do. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't care. Like,
Yeah.
It happened, and I'm like, okay.
It was a pretty vicious attack, and Young's mouth was already bloodied. I don't know if he bit through his lip or something, but that was pretty cool.
I know, but like the act itself was vicious, but it's like,
tell us what's behind it.
Yeah,
Michael
why?
Cole and JBL.
Yeah, I get it, but I what if I wasn't like, what if I never saw this before? What if I don't even like? It could have been like, oh, these two Ham and Egger guys, they're just fighting each other. They're not friends anymore.
I love that term.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, tell me there was no
Ham
evidence
and
of
egger,
this.
okay?
With the Shield, on the other
It's
hand,
not what you think.
there are like 7, 8 instances where you can see the dissension starting. They've only been tagging for a year. They're not even tagging as long as Titus and Young are.
Yeah.
So they're a newer team, and they're taking their time with the Shield. I think partly because they know that all 3 members of the Shield have main event potential. I used to say that Rollins, that he needed to work on his mic skills. Guess what? He worked on them. They're a lot better.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
They're not as good as Ambrose, but he's good. Ambrose is freaking awesome.
He's the best talker, I think.
You said it.
Yeah.
You said it.
So if you're watching Moxley, look, I always believed, my dog. There's the evidence. There's the evidence. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So
I would
good.
love, match I would love to see. And it's half-hour match.
That would be like,
Boy, I
that'd
hope
be
the
like an
tribal
Iron
chief
Man
doesn't hear
match.
this.
I would watch an Iron Man match.
They're both old school in the wrong ways. Cesaro is, I've said it before, he's like a modern-day William Regal. Ambrose, everyone's comparing him to a modern-day Roddy Piper.
He just can't. I don't think he should ever be.
It depends on what they let him do with his character. Some of his indie work as John Moxley, if you see any of his promos or work, like he was a good face. I mean, he's a fantastic heel.
Yeah, I just feel like the way he's been portrayed here, it's just be kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, to go from Shield to, like...
Well, Reigns is going to be the breakout face by far.
Well, he's already showing it.
He's in a few ways, he's got more signature moves than the other
That
two.
Superman punch.
That Superman punch is ridiculously good. His that kick when the guy's in the rope,
Basement drop
on
kick.
the apron, he jumps onto the apron.
The drive
Yeah,
by.
it's a spear, but he's got a lot of power.
It's not Rhino's gore, but
Yeah. Well, he's Samoan.
or I guess El Torito's gore now. They're calling that in gore.
That's a
when
waste.
he gored your boy Zeb.
That is such a waste. That's a waste of a spot.
Are they paying him?
I don't. They're paying him in like tacos and quesadillas or something.
I like tacos.
I'm glad you said
I'll
that.
take that action too, man.
I'm short and chubby.
I don't think. I think there's like child labor laws, so they have to give him food.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know, but enough about
Yeah. Fuck El Torito.
famous tag.
I want to do a segment on how much I hate the Los Monados.
Guys, if you're listening, if you remember El Torito, let us know. Drop a comment below. Tell us your favorite.
Realest thing you could say.
Tell us your favorite El Torito moment. What was it? The what was that match called? He had with Hornswoggle.
That WLC match.
The WLC
And
match.
they
That
had
was it, which I
3MB
still haven't
there.
seen.
Drew was there. They were in his corner. Oh,
Wow.
holy
This-
crap.
We're not even halfway through, and this has been a trip so far.
Jesus. I'm sorry, Jer, but I mean we got time to do this. It's cool. All right.
Monado's gimmick. I did reserve time this week for and I hate Christian Shield still.
I like that. I like that Christian makes you so angry.
It's like there's no reason for him to be on TV. My wife said to me last week we were watching SmackDown, I think it was. She's like, "Why is he yellow?" I'm like, "Because he's Canadian. Canadians have no idea how to spray tan. They don't know what they're doing. They have snow. They have ice."
Jericho now.
I was gonna say Jericho's pretty good though, right? Like he
Eh,
was until
I think he has
guess
Ange
when you-
do it for him.
oh yeah,
Cool hand
probably.
Ange.
We got to make sure, you know.
Yeah.
You think he takes like ice cubes to make sure that he has the perfect nipple hardness when he goes
That's
into
that's Daddy Magic.
Oh, my
That's
bad.
his jam.
He doesn't help out though.
Well, I think he just puts ice on his nipples.
Oh, okay. So he puts the ice on his nipples.
Yeah.
Ah, that's crazy.
And Daddy Magic does the rest. I mean, Cool Hand Ange does the rest.
Hey now.
I'm getting dumber listening to myself. What about you?
I'm not getting smarter, but I think there's some growth, and not growth, I feel, at the same time. What do you
How
think?
far we've come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Believe
I'm
in
with
yourself, kids.
They have hockey. Leave it at that.
And they're friendly as fuck, man.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care because their nearest neighbor is like 100 miles away.
I guess
That'll do
they're
it.
they're our hat. You know,
Yeah,
I love Canada.
it's the Canadians and they got polar bears and fucking seals, maybe a
Okay.
penguin or two. Stay there. Christian in particular, go back. Go back to Toronto. I know you're living in like Miami now.
Yeah, but
And you still spray tan for some reason. Miami has a sun. Go take it.
one more
Take
match,
it!
man.
No more matches. That's stupid.
Still wrestling!
Like when you're in the ropes, like 619 style, about to sell it. Put one rope down on the bottom rope, and he jumps over the top with all that athleticism, jumping over the top rope onto the outside, and he slaps you in the face. Really? That's your best thing. You're gonna slap him in the face.
Why you could just give him a reach around?
Why
and
not?
just
Like,
slap him in the
you know what would
face?
be cool for someone to do? I mean, it would probably really hurt, but you know Seth Rollins' curb stomp, which I love.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Do that on his way to the outside. Stomp his face into the ring apron.
You could do that.
That would be awesome. Probably actually, hurt a couple of guys, break a nose or three, but
Well, you can't make it omelet.
a slap? That's insulting.
That's
He's been doing that for 12 years.
how much power could he be putting into that slap? Though?
None. Does he have pecs? He doesn't have pecs.
I don't.
He's in Sting shape. He has the body of Sting.
He's in
Who's
Sting
like
shape.
10,
They're
15
both
years
wrestling
old
in
at least.
I
AEW.
think Sting
Yeah.
might be in better shape though.
Fuck Sting too. I'll get to that. Trust me, I'll get to that. Christian needs to stop.
I am nothing if not consistent. Sting should have retired more than 9 years ago. Christian could have done the same, and that's it. Like I'm not saying like they can't be friends with Luchasaurus and Jungle Jack and Darby, but I don't need you on my TV.
Right.
There we go.
Slap is stupid. It's annoying. And then like when he's getting ready for the kill switch, his move, his finisher, it's what is it? They used to call it the unprettier. Yeah, it was the unprettier.
Dog prettier.
Oh,
This is a good name.
so weak. It's just so weak. And when he's getting ready, you see he's getting ready for it. He's got his arms out and he'll start clapping to try and get the crowd clapping.
How did they not hear the clap though?
He sucks. He needs to stop. No more match.
It's called
no
audience
more match. I'm
participation,
saying it right now,
Jerk.
Christian. Jason Riso, if you hear me, no more match. You're done. Stop. Stop with the spray tan. I mean, come on. Look, does Sheamus spray tan? No. He's friggin' he is pasty. He is a fucking jar of mayonnaise with ketchup on top. That's Sheamus. Just be that. If you're pasty white, be pasty white. Own it. It's HD now. People got 4K now.
You hear that? No more match.
No more match. Stop with the spray tan. You leave it on the mat too. Like, just
Okay.
Well, no, it can't
Okay,
be
I
said.
think maybe he got the message. I think.
Let it not be said that Christian Cage does not leave. Well, he no longer leaves that much of himself on the mat, but boy, golly, he used to leave a lot of himself
Mhm.
literally on the mat there.
I think. Hopefully, if he's listening with our millions of listeners
right.
out there in the world, just please no more matches for Christian because it's just a waste and it's sad now. It is sad.
And
His
I'll tell you
face
what's sad.
is red.
I'll tell you what's
right
sad.
now. But I wanted to talk briefly.
You're sad. You're sad,
Are we
basically.
done?
Jer
with the
show.
Shield? Are we good with them? Like,
We're good with it. Just to bottom line it. Bottom line it.
What?
I like that they're taking their time with the breakup. I like that. I think there's going to be ultimately it's going to be a feud between Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, and that's going to propel both of them towards the main event. Maybe not make them main event stars immediately. Roman Reigns probably before Ambrose. Ambrose is going to have to find his footing after the feud of Reigns, because Reigns has everything. He's got the look, he's got the moves, he's got the size, which is part of the look, but which he's shown recently.
Pause.
He's connecting with the crowd. Ambrose is going to need a little bit more effort to connect with the crowd a little bit more if he's still working as a heel or as a face. Either way, he's going to need to connect with the crowd a little bit more to get fans behind him, even booing him. Like, I could see him in a match with someone or whatever, and they're cheering for the other guy as opposed to booing him. He's going to want them to focus on him. Boo this man. And that's when him skyrocket.
What about poor Seth Rollins?
Seth, I think, while Reigns and Ambrose are feuding, Seth can take a month or two away. They should make him energetic, kinda every now and then high flyer. Push him as a face, because down in NXT he was the face of the company. Period. It was, if you remember that match that they had Rollins versus Reigns.
Right.
It was going by the name Laiki versus Ambrose. It was a triple threat match for Seth Rollins' NXT World Title, and it was a really good match. And he was the only face. Seth Rollins was the only face in that match, and people were cheering. He kind of had a little bit of more of a surfer look. Like maybe they'll bring back the Johnny Ace look for him or something. I don't know. I hope not. But but yeah, he can get over the face. He's got the moveset to get people popping. Except the curb stomp is kind of a heel thing. That's really cool and it's awesome.
Maybe he'll bring it out when he's like feeling angry.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got to pull that out to like win certain matches to like get that side out of him.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. All right. That's good. That's good, man. So with that being said about the Shield, on the other side you got the Wyatt family, which is bizarre.
Man.
We'll get to elimination.
The Wyatts in and of themselves are a wild card. You never know really what to. They're crazy. They're flat out nuts. I love that they really let Bray Wyatt do whatever he wants on the mic. That's really he's not scripted. He comes up with his own stuff, which for a relative rookie, that is confidence right there.
How the hell is he coming up with this stuff?
He's nuts.
Yeah, he could be crazy, man.
His dad's IRS. He can't be normal.
No, he can't.
Wyndham Rotundo, Bray Wyatt. He's really cool. I mean, he's got the look. Which is so funny because he didn't so much have the look when he was Husky Harris. Big and fat and oily.
Yeah, it was just
bad haircut.
Bad haircut.
But now he just looks like a friggin' like they compare him to, I didn't see the movie, but some character in Deliverance. Big De Niro's character or something like that. I don't know. I didn't see the movie. They're really letting him do his own thing. He's got the look. He looks like a crazy cult leader from down south somewhere. They should say he lives in Waco. And the other two, Harper and Rowan,
they look like inmates.
Harper's, yeah. Rowan especially because it's like the one-piece jumpsuit thing that he wears. Harper is definitely the better worker of the two. He's less sloppy. They're letting him talk now, which is cool, and he's at least of the school of Bray Wyatt on the mic. So he's a bit similar. He has it there. He has it in him. Got the look. He's got the moveset.
He's a scary guy.
Kind of a scary guy. I love that vacant look he'll get in his eyes, and as in the middle of a match, after it's a move, he'll just be looking around. Yeah. That's really
it's terrifying.
Creepy.
Yeah.
It's eerie. I love it.
Who's he even talking to?
Abigail.
Yeah, maybe that's who he's talking to.
It's Abigail. Rowan, like he needs to show a little more personality. Right now, he's mild mannered, sheepish until he takes the lamb mask off, and then he's all crazy. I mean, didn't they do that with Luke Gallows? I mean, what's his name? Festus?
How'd that work out for him?
Yeah. He's a good brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was same thing with Festus. They rang the bell, and he's all crazy and angry. He wins the match, you ring the bell again, and he's normal. That was cool.
Well, I think the less you know about these guys, the better. The fact that they have a mystique.
Yeah, the mystique definitely adds to it. They're probably going to break up eventually. Probably.
Well, yeah, most stables do,
Most do, some don't. But if they do, I don't see a lot happening with Rowan as much as Harper.
Was that my microwave? I heard
Maybe.
beeping in the thing. It might have been because I heard my old microwave, and I'm like, that's not here anymore.
And
Wow.
Bray Wyatt definitely is going to go straight to the top. I see Jacob goes one more next year. I would see Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker.
Could work.
Is that my prediction? Am I predicting that?
Are you?
I mean, it
are
happened,
You
didn't it?
foretelling
It did. It was
WrestleMania 31st
a
before
disaster.
WrestleMania 30?
Tell you what, we'll come back to that after 30.
Okay.
In the
That was your
like that.
door.
He said the.
I went back by accident, but we'll go back.
Oh, geez. I see.
I tried to click play. I remember where we were. Like here, I think 26 minutes in. I think. Hold on.
We're much more than 26 minutes in.
Way.
Yeah. So it sucks for them that they have to change all their plans and everything. It sucks for
Let's
us.
still talk about like
maybe
AJ
we're
Lee
not
and
getting
questions.
All right,
match
you fix
that
it,
we
please. I'm
expected.
sorry.
Ice, they have hockey. Leave it at that.
And their friend.
Yeah,
He's in Sting shape. He probably before Ambrose. Ambrose is gonna. I should say he lives in Waco. And the other two,
We're not
Harper
far
and
from here.
Rowan.
They look like inmates.
Harper's on the mic, so he's a bit somewhere. He has it there. Leonard sheepish until he takes the lamb mask off.
Yeah, we'll
and
go
he's
from here.
all crazy. I mean, didn't they do that with Luke Gallows? I mean, what's his name? Festus.
Festus.
Yeah.
It was same thing with Festus. They rang the bell and he's all crazy and angry. He wins the match. You ring the bell again and he's normal. That was cool.
Well, I think the less you know about these guys, the better. The fact that they have a mystique.
Yeah, the mystique definitely adds to it. They're probably gonna break up eventually. Probably.
Well, yeah, most stables do. You know.
Most do, some don't. But
That's
if
my
they do,
microwave.
I don't see a lot happening with Rowan
Barely heard
as
that.
much as Harper.
Yeah.
And Bray Wyatt definitely is gonna go straight to the top. I see Jacob goes one more next year. I would see Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker.
Could work.
Is that my prediction? Am I predicting that?
Are you foretelling WrestleMania 31st before WrestleMania
checking.
30?
Tell you what, we'll come back to that after 30.
Okay.
30 door?
In the first or second podcast.
Yeah.
After 30,
Okay. So.
Bray vs. Taker, Mania 31.
Okay. I wrote that down.
All right, cool.
Hmm.
I mean, because that could be a really cool feud.
I'll just pause it here and wait for you to find it. Looking at WrestleMania 31.
Yeah. We're doing it on my phone.
Mhm.
I was trying not to be distracting. Okay, so here we
WrestleMania
go.
31.
I'm doing it. Oh,
Okay.
okay. So
Sorry.
you just made me do the. All right, let's
Sorry.
good. Go ahead, take care of it. Like
Sorry.
I'm never gonna get that time back.
Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna edit that. So you go ahead.
I was right. Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt, WrestleMania 31.
That worked out well for Bray Wyatt, didn't it?
I guess it could be.
He got to wrestle the Undertaker. Come on.
Trey coming out with a lot of good material for that one.
Hell yeah.
I'm not even going to venture to guess or even speculate because I love.
But Bray with the Messiah complex
Yeah.
versus the dead man.
Yeah, like, oh, gonna have to put you down once and for all, dead man. And something about Abigail. Rocking chair.
Casket match.
I mean, the man can blow out an electric lantern.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty powerful.
I like how in the video they say we're here and it's a regular lantern, then you come out, it's an electric lantern, and he blows it out. What is that?
I don't know. It might be
just-
magic of some kind. It might be what he can do. You know, it might be one of those things.
Oh, it's a prop.
Pop
It's
quiz.
a prop, baby.
Is that the lantern that was inside the urn that had the giant flashlight? Is that the same lantern?
We don't know.
It might be. It might be. Maybe he like scavenged it like as a child because his dad was there.
Yeah.
And he like he was there. He was there that faithful day at the Royal Rumble.
Young Wyndham Rotundo.
He was there for that.
Windy, they called him.
Yeah, and he recovered it, and he said one day because he was a kid, he probably thought he was really a zombie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a possibility.
That glowy urn was stupid.
Yeah. Real quick, I don't recall the card for this Sunday. Like, I don't even know. I know there's this match.
You got the chamber match.
That's
I'm prepared.
because the pay-per-view is called Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, so
that's the
Oh.
only way I know it's there. You're gonna have the Shield and the Wyatts, which we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have is there a Divas match?
No, because
AJ's not there.
No, Naomi's the number 1 contender,
She's
but
hurt.
she's out with injury.
Okay. She's got that eye. I hope she recovers. 'Cause she's pretty
I
good.
was watching when that happened. Well, not live. I wasn't there, but I was watching
What?
it on TV as they were
You
playing.
weren't
It was
there.
posted on DVR delay, and I was like, "Oh, she actually hurt her." It's like, wow, I saw that.
Which sucks because she was
Oh.
on her way. She
Oksana with the knee. Remember the knee drop?
I
Broke her
remember
orbital bone?
Oksana. Was she still with Teddy? Or was that? Let's not think about details like that.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't.
gonna remember.
Let's not really test my memory. But I remember it was a knee drop. So like Oksana was like standing right over her, like one leg on like each on the side of each shoulder, or whatever, and she like dropped the knee right onto her orbital bone. I guess Naomi didn't like flinch enough or whatever, and it broke her orbital bone.
Well, she's fine now. Thank God.
Thankfully, wherever she is.
pretty good. She's actually trying to be like a wrestler. All right, so wait, isn't Jack Swagger? Jack Swagger is going for the IC belt.
Yeah, against Big
versus
E.
Big E. Okay.
Swagger's not winning that. This is not nearly enough.
I think Big E's gonna win, and Coulter's gonna like kick Swagger in the nuts or something.
Are you checking it?
I don't know. There's
Yep.
a split coming.
All right,
either
good.
way. For Cesaro to turn face.
I mean,
For Cesaro to turn face, he's got to ditch probably one of the best heel managers in a very one of the 3 best heel managers in a long time.
Zeb Coulter. Dirty Dutch Mantel.
Dirty Dutch.
So good at what he does. He's so old school. He
Big E beat Jack Swagger by pinfall.
Interesting.
Sorry, I forgot to
Yay.
mute that. I got the whole card here in case for
Does
for
that
when
mean? Wait. All right.
for when we go through.
Okay.
belongs there with those guys.
It's great. I remember telling you, if anyone doesn't know this, Zeb Coulter for a long time, for quite a few years, worked for TNA, and he was he had a lot of clout with creative. I don't know if he was head of creative or whatever, but he made a rule that when a match is being worked out, if you're a champion, you're not losing by submission, or if it's a championship match, you're not losing by. There's no tap outs. It's going to be a pinfall or shenanigans. There's right. Because he can't envision. He says, like, the old school way is you're not gonna submit. You're not gonna give up. And it's kind of cool, but it was annoying for a while because he had. This is when Joe was in his prime at the time, getting friggin' Pluto. Joe's finisher was Kikita Clutch, which is a rear naked choke, and
He's talking about Samoa Joe.
yeah, Samoa Joe.
That's right.
The only Samoan that anyone has ever heard of that is not related to Rock and Snuka and Ish and
That whole family of Samoans.
Yeah.
He's just not.
Bloodline.
he's the only one. He's the only famous Samoan that is not related to all of them.
He stands above them.
He's
Nah, he's on the side.
he's off the side.
Just chilling.
Yeah, but yeah, so
On the side,
like, he might have been using the
You
finisher,
said
but they
that.
would get out of it.
I know.
Not like he would just
but,
using them. So
I mean,
it was kind of iffy.
I am right about
as
it
far
a
as
little bit.
what did to Joe's career, for example. But back to the E.
Okay.
And, we're talking about the chamber, right? I
Yeah.
got the list of matches here.
All right.
Let's start with the kickoff.
Sorry, Robot.
Okay.
You got Cody and Goldie versus Ryback.
Was there a belt?
It's just
For what?
Is this pre-basement championship?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even.
Cody and Goldie, because they're really not doing anything with Ryback. And I think Cody and Goldie are gonna at least get another shot at the tag champ.
No run.
At the
Just a shot.
at least a shot. If you were listening, if you were paying attention, the Shield did.
All right.
Shield came out, and then they were the first antagonists to the Shield.
I'm
Or I
gonna
should
say Cody and Goldust only because I think Ryback is the stupidest tag team name I've ever heard.
I heard
And
JBL came up with it.
well, I take that back because I can't really shit on JBL. Whatever he says is great.
Man climbs mountains.
He's a wrestling god. I
He's a
don't know
wrestling god.
how anybody could forget that. All right, so we're even on that one.
We were correct on that prediction.
All right.
Alright, then, match in a bit. D Young versus Titties O'Neil.
I'm gonna say Darren Young just because that's just the way I see it. If Titus wins, he's gonna have to fight again.
Yeah.
I really want Darren Young to win, only because I don't know. It'd be nice if he won.
For once, I want Darren Young to win. For once, because he's the face. He's the face in this. I don't back the faces often. But in this, the breakup was stupid. So I think people, and myself included, with the people, are going to be focusing on how out of the blue it was, how potentially unjustified his turning on was.
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid. What is that?
Oh yeah.
He's like he sounds like a retarded seal.
Yeah.
Can we say retarded on here? We can say retarded.
We can say whatever we want. I mean, there's no rules.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apparently, there are some rules, and it's a society because.
Uh,
All right,
should-
you
they're just
want to
doing what they
apologize
want.
for that hard R you dropped before you became sophisticated?
right?
Yeah. The people are waiting. I'm not doing it for you. Never apologize. It happened. It was about a seal that, their life expectancy, that specific seal that he may or may not be referring to is not even around anymore. Wait, mate. I don't know.
I
Can
don't know how long
seals
seals
live?
live.
All right, never mind. We're not biologists. Marine
What am I, a
biologist.
marine biologist?
What am I, a marine biologist over here? What am I? All right.
special needs seals aside, I'm gonna say, yeah, Titus O'Neil sucks.
Yeah.
What is this? Yeah.
Okay.
He's a way better human, though.
Batista versus
so.
Del Rio.
Titus won by
All
the
right,
way.
that's pretty much a no-brainer.
That's
I mean, Del Rio's gonna win this hands down with the submission. I mean, Batista's gonna have to tap out. But what I mean by that is Batista's gonna come in. He's gonna kill that poor guy.
After doing that stupid thumbs down he does.
Yeah, Del Rio's definitely implanted at least 4 times through the mat. It's not.
First of all, Del Rio has been boring ever since that first time in face.
He showed
come back
you.
from that.
It's bad because he was such an awesome.
Did the cars get too expensive?
I don't know. I know they were renting the cars.
Did the cars get too
the
expensive? The
cars,
Del Rio
I
cars.
think JBL kept the cars going longer than Del Rio did.
JBL had like the one limo. Eddie kept the cars.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, live. All right.
But yeah, Del Rio, he's been completely boring ever since. He keeps like when he was first a heel, when he first debuted, he had this intensity about him. He had this fire. He had this.
He showed you, Rich Therese. He showed you and everybody else in society what that fire is. It just so happens that he turned it up too far.
A little bit.
He burned his whole kitchen down.
Did he? I don't remember
Like,
that.
It's a metaphor for his
Oh.
career. What's the matter with you? Where do you think the stove is?
Well, you know, like
if you think
I don't like I because I have a bad memory. You say something like that, I might think it's literal,
Oh,
and I just don't remember it happening.
yeah. So Del Rio is a crackhead, and he the crack pipe. No, that's a Richard Pryor story that I don't know if it's true or not. So
Oh,
never mind. Anyway, Del Rio sucks.
Dave
Probably, allegedly.
won-
I don't know. I don't
Dave
know.
won
The
the
truth wasn't
match,
there. Oh, so we were right about that.
he was about to stop, he would keep going. He would keep attacking. He doesn't have that anymore. He keeps trying, but you could tell it's forced. I don't know if it's the wear and tear of the schedule,
Or
on
maybe
him,
he's not
or
a face.
he's lost his passion for it. I doubt that, but
just wants to
he's
be a jerk
definitely-
in real
he's definitely
life.
lost a step. And Dave, he's boring too. They brought him back because he wants to promote this this Marvel movie. Have you ever heard of this? If you're a Marvel fan,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Have you ever heard of a Marvel movie coming out and Stan Lee flat out saying, "I'm not gonna be in that"?
No.
He's been in every one. He's been in the bad Spider-Mans. He's been.
I don't know if it's because he thinks the product's going to be bad.
No, he's in that movie though.
You know, if he's saying, "I'm not doing it,"
Okay.
that says something.
Yeah, it does say something. And just give me 1 second here. Message from our sponsors here. Yeah, lunch is ready.
Okay.
So we're gonna be coming back right away. As a matter of fact, you're not even gonna notice that we were gone.
All right. So next match, Outlaws, the Old Age Outlaws.
All right. I'm gonna admit I don't know anything. Yeah. Not taking away from these group of guys, Usos, of course, but I feel like it's just gonna go straight. I mean, I like for them to lose.
I would be inclined to agree. I mean, they've been building up the Usos for past year or so before Goldie came back. They've really been grooming them to be one of the next tag champs. But the past they've been they've had matches, but they haven't been as good matches. I don't think they're getting the push championship level yet. That being said, I would love for anyone besides the Old Age Outlaws to be tag champs.
Yeah, like tag team.
Ryback.
That's right.
Ryback should be tag champs before these two. The Old Age Outlaws, Stone Age Outlaws, whatever you want to call them. They're old. It's different with Goldust.
There's a lot less noise after we came back from lunch.
Is in better shape now than he was
But
back
minus
in the day.
one special
He's in
ingredient.
fantastic shape. He's doing friggin' Hurricane Rhinos off the top rope. He's doing that flying senton. Goldust is in very good shape. Goldust can move.
Yeah, he's grown into his own.
It's the same old
Ah.
shit from his buddies.
They're just too old to be acting like that.
It's
I don't
not
want
us,
to be
it's
that
the
guy.
iPad.
But it's not working. And like Road Dogg carries the team. Billy Gunn looks lost. Like I don't know.
Is that different from
That's true. That's
10, 15 years ago?
exactly. Yeah. But I guess
I wouldn't be upset
Mm-hmm.
if we're like, well, if you want to hear the rest of that, basementbookers@gmail.com, because I'm having a real hard time sitting here and listening to that pitch in my ear like that. I feel like it's like a time traveling virus or something, like it was sent to the future from the past to destroy my brain in the present. Oh my God. All right, let's just see what we can do here.
I guess it's harder now to like sweep it under the rug when he's like, older. At least before you're like, oh, he's
an ass man. Boom, boom.
you can't even sucks. It just doesn't fit anymore.
I always hated that gimmick. Ass man. Like, all right, so you have a pair of lips on the ass of your fucking shorts.
Okay.
Is that what makes you an ass man? Do you think you have a good ass, or that to me that doesn't mean ass man?
Are you Mr. Ass as your ass, or is because you like ass?
I don't know if he is an ass.
Maybe he is an ass. I got nothing. See, this is as far as we can get with his gimmick. Like,
yeah.
How much can he do? I mean, really.
And it's not like they ever had like women around them on TV. Like, I'm not suggesting anything, but like on TV, the storyline never involved women other than China, and that's questionable too.
But what isn't he badass Billy Gunn?
Yeah, it was badass at first, and
then he became Mr. Ass?
Yeah.
Or did Mr. Ass become a badass?
No, there was badass Billy Gunn, which I never saw him as badass anyway, so I don't know where that came from either.
Yeah, it was his brother that won the Brawl for All.
Yeah,
So-
Bart Gunn. I get it, because he's also the badass, because he's a gun, right?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I guess they were trying. They tried.
Failure. Okay.
I don't know why he still has why he still has a career. What are we talking about?
I think
have a match?
I think we've dedicated more than enough time to those two. That being said, I guess that leaves us with the main event. Is there one more?
I think there's one more.
There
I
might
think
be
there's
one
one.
more.
We'll do elimination chamber predictions.
There's got to be a piss break.
And I
match.
think that's enough.
Unless that was a tag
If
team. match,
anything,
which
we can
is
always
sad.
like mind the
No,
rest
Piss
of
Break
it and
match
see,
is
but
Dave and Del Rio.
this is
Okay.
ridiculous.
I
The
can't.
audio's
I can't.
driving me crazy.
So we got Randy Orton versus John Cena versus Sheamus. You know all those names from here's a main events pass. Versus Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, and Christian. Christian.
All right, so I guess we'll just go start out the gate. Who do you think's gonna start?
I think Cesaro's going to be one of the guys starting. If not, Cesaro is bell to bell. I would say that Cesaro is the one with the most stamina.
Does the
out of
website tell
everyone
you?
in that match?
Sheamus and Cesaro started the match.
Very good, Rich Perez. You have predicted this. Two friends.
There you go.
Cesaro will be able
Pre-bar.
to, like, he absolutely be able to hold his own going 35, 40 minutes, which I think is going to get at least 35 minutes. What I think is actually going to happen,
Cesaro was the third person eliminated and was in there for 30 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh, that's crazy.
First eliminated was Sheamus, who also started, eliminated by Christian at 26:03.
Okay.
there's sort of been hints to this online, but Elimination Chamber is in Minnesota somewhere, right?
Christian.
He better. Like, if he doesn't need any more matches, he stopped. He needs to stop.
No more
It
match.
has to be done. No more match, Mister. No more match. Go home. Go to Canada with your Penguins and your Seals and Polar Bears and just stay there. Brock is going to come out and attack Christian as he's on his way to the chamber, and he'll take his spot. That's what I really, really, really want to happen. Do I think it will happen? I think it's possible. Heyman has been quiet lately, which also could go one way or the other.
Right.
If they're trying to keep it a surprise, then they're doing a good job of it, and I think Heyman being quiet be the key to would be really the only hint to that surprise coming.
He does want the belt.
Brock came back for a reason. I mean, I know he wrestles limited. I respect Brock a load more than I respect Christian. So
You don't
I don't
need
like
to
Christian.
explain it. We know you don't like Christian.
I don't like Christian.
It's not your fault.
Brock is awesome. I don't think necessarily Brock's gonna win. But I hate to be the fence guy on this one, but it's a tough match to call.
Really? Are you telling me that the outcome of the match is not exactly black and white? You don't think Randy Orton? There's a chance that Randy Orton is not going to walk out. Is that what you're saying?
If I ignore what some of what's been said online about like what the speculations of planning, and there have been there are false reports planted too now, so I would say, like, if I ignore that, I would say that Randy might not walk out champ. But there has been a lot of talk of WrestleMania being Randy versus Batista.
That aside,
Mhm.
I think that the way the build up to the match is being set up, I think Orton's going to be the last one out of his pod.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Cole's going to say that
The black helicopter.
Yeah.
And conspiracy.
the second shooter.
The authority and all that shit.
Orton was the last out of his pod.
Very nice.
I think he's gonna. I think he might win, and if he is last, that'll just put it there because he's not gonna look strong.
All right, last time. You know what it sounds like if it was made on cassette tape and like it's kind of damaged a little bit? That's what it feels like.
A little bit. I believe I just cracked open a Red Bull, by the way.
Let's get to
He
that
wasn't
time anyway.
fighting. Oh, it's all right, dude. It's all right.
That was beer. Nothing
Oh.
else. Don't worry.
Just
It's
beer,
beer.
guys. All right. So, yeah, I mean, if this way he doesn't look so weak.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's lost. Like, he only beat Christian. Only beaten Christian, who apparently Christian's never beaten Randy.
He didn't
Orton.
beat.
I
I
don't.
don't remember.
I don't know.
I didn't care about that match.
It's anytime they fight.
Don't care
no one
about any of
cares.
them.
Think about it. Anytime Sheamus and Randy Orton fights, no one cares. If they're tag teaming, no one cares. This is
Yeah, the main event picture really needs a freshening. Like
Refreshing.
I don't know, how are you gonna feud Randy and Cena and Batista and all these main event level guys, quote unquote?
I mean,
and
hindsight
not have a belt
2020.
involved.
I
Like,
mean,
how
I
are
would
you
like
gonna-
that right now.
It's tough to elevate everyone you want to elevate at once and just bring the whole top down. Like, it would be awesome if Daniel Bryan and Cesaro, and I'll say even Swagger and like Roman Reigns, all the Shield, and Bray Wyatt, to have them all of a sudden just all thrust in the main event and have Cena and Orton and Sheamus as, just not over a belt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's have 7 guys in the main event.
Yeah. Hey, while we're at it, why stop at 7? Why not 12? Why not 14? Let's do a Royal Rumble. Then the only way out is a pinfall. Okay.
Oh, someone shut me up.
Both of them.
No, it would be risky from a business standpoint because you got guaranteed money. If Cena's champ or if Cena's chasing the belt, people are gonna buy tickets. They're gonna want to see him. They want to see Cena. They're buying his merch. To have just all relatively new main eventers up there, I think it would be good for them, but financially risky. Which is why I don't think that'll happen. But it would be really cool if it did.
Would you say that the main event picture is missing Xavier Woods?
No, Xavier Woods is not main event level yet. I think he definitely should get a few high-profile tag matches with R-Truth.
Before New Day.
Wow.
I remember we talked about the formation of the New Day when there were rumors that it would be sort of like a modern day Nation.
Well, Big E had only recently lost his last name.
Yeah.
So
I love Xavier Woods. I'm a big fan.
This guy has good energy.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
I was watching him in TNA when he was under another bad name of Consequences Creed. He was sort of a bootleg Apollo Creed. He came out wearing all-American garb.
Worst gimmicks too.
Big fro. But
he's
you
brother.
Can tell he's got the talent. He's pushed right. He's good on the mic too. He's working on his PhD, which has nothing to do with that. But he could be the next AJ Styles. His moveset is awesome. He's got good energy. He's got a connection with the crowd. They like him. They just need to see more of him. The crowd needs to see personality. Have him talk. He needs to talk. He was on commentary for a little bit, which gets some personality out there. They need more of that. They need see him interacting with his opponents, as opposed to just on commentary. Woods definitely is awesome. Main event level, not yet.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then what's our truth?
It's true. It's just hard. It's
Money.
hard to. Not everybody's going to be a main eventer.
Certainly not.
You can't. We like a lot of these guys. Some people have to fill in.
Mm-hmm.
You have to fill up the undercard.
Somebody's got to jerk that curtain.
Somebody's going to be. But I think the thing is that has to change. Is for everyone to feel that their part is important. To treat the undercard as if you're going out there to fight a main event fight.
Yeah.
I think that's the key.
I remember reading somewhere, I don't remember exactly where, that the in house shows they have intermissions. That the first match and the match immediately before and immediately after intermission are 3 of the most important matches. The first match is the one that gets the energy going. That's why you'll see a lot of high flyers in an opening match at a house show. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they do it at live events also, Raw, SmackDown. As much, I know on Raw and SmackDown there's a lot more plot involved.
Yeah, they start with promos and shit.
Yeah. But yeah, the at each border, that's the most important match. That's why, and then you'll have the divas in the middle, which they don't respect. So he doesn't really respect.
And it's going to be hard too. They don't have much of a roster, and they're not wrestlers.
And Trish, when Trish and Lita retired, and then Victoria, your girl, Lisa Marie Verone, she jumped to TNA. She just took some time off in the middle. That was it for the women wrestlers they had. That was it. They all left at roughly the same time. Devastating for that division, and they still haven't recovered. AJ's really good. Caitlyn was pretty good. She quit. Oksana's out breaking eye sockets.
She's on a rampage.
She is.
Who could be next?
Yeah.
Could be anyone.
And meanwhile, they have a great female wrestler in Natalia, who is trained with world-class athletes that we know have come from the Hart family dungeon.
First family of wrestling.
That's right, 100%.
I think we could stop talking about that now.
Bret Hart, all of them. You got friggin' Jericho came out of there. Benoit came out of there.
Yep.
Lance Storm came out of there.
Yeah.
Her husband Tyson Kidd came out of there. He's really good.
A lot of these guys don't have that.
Yeah.
You can't be the guy.
No.
You know.
But getting back to Xavier Woods, they just need to invest more time in him. They need to let him talk, let him be himself, let him show who he is. Crowd will connect. Like they feuded with Brodus Clay, Funkasaurus, coming out to Ernest the Cat Miller's theme song.
Somebody call his mama.
Somebody gotta call his mama for freaking gimmick infringement.
That's right. You can't do that shit. That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm. So what are we saying for?
Can we finish the elimination
I'm gonna
chamber?
say Randy Orton. If he is the last one to leave his pod, and if he doesn't, I think he's gonna retain anyway. Now, that's gonna be my official choice, but I wouldn't be upset if the likes of I don't know, if Christian is taken out of the chamber and for some reason Brock Lesnar wins. Well, that's okay with me too. But I don't see that because of the limited dates and put Dave Bautista and Lesnar in a match. It's just too.
I think Lesnar would kill him. Well, one of them had.
One can only hope.
One of them,
Not that I want him to kill him, literally.
Let's talk if fuck it, a shoot fight. If it was a shoot fight, it wouldn't be. They wouldn't even allow that. But one of them had a successful MMA career. The other is Dave Bautista. Brock, all right, he won
heavyweight champion.
That's right. 3 matches in.
Something like that.
Let's see. The first match wasn't in UFC, but he won by submission due to strikes. He broke this guy's cheekbone from. He had him mounted from the back. Guy was prone on the mat, flat out, arms up, and he was punching him in the face, broke his cheekbone.
Dude, a guy like Brock Lesnar takes your back, you're done.
Seriously. Second match, he tapped to Frank Mir. That was his first UFC. That was his UFC debut.
Well, Frank Mir's a tough motherfucker.
He is, seriously. He came back. When he came back from that motorcycle injury, the motorcycle accident, he came back.
Let him make his pick, dude.
Feud,
why'd you do
it was
this
a
to
feud.
him?
The feud he had with Brock. He
Holy
hates
shit.
Brock Lesnar. He hates Brock Lesnar like I hate Christian.
Yeah.
He
So
wants
who do
to
you think
kill
won the
Brock.
match?
It's great. He came back like a house of fire. He was
We just
unstoppable.
tangents.
Then Brock fought
Probably
Heath Herring,
looking at
which
you
was
like
a great fight. That was Brock's first 3-round
fuck up,
fight.
man. I don't know.
And at one
We're
point,
just
he
chatting.
punched Herring in the
It was
mouth
fun.
so bad that Heath Herring fell backwards and flipped backwards to get back up onto his feet. Brock was on him, across that octagon in a quarter. It's we know Brock is scary fast. To see this in a real fight,
Run at him like
if
a
you haven't seen
bushwhacker.
shit, it's scary. And Heath Herring's face afterwards, you can tell it was a 3-round war, and Heath Herring's face was the battlefield.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if he has PTSD.
PTSD, post-Brock stress disorder.
That's the stuff of nightmares. Okay, so point, you're saying that Brock
That's the
was
stuff of nightmares.
destroyed.
Yeah, but if Brock gets into the chamber, the way he's been booked, ignoring the fact that we know that he's only booked for six more
He's
days.
just a
or whatever,
force.
he's there to get other people over. That's how he's been booked. He's
About
there
that.
to lose the high profile matches. Like that match with Big Show. That was actually great for Show's career because he lost, but he lost 25 times. Brock hit him with that chair.
Yeah, and the
Something
only thing he
ridiculous.
could do is bring Betty White to Raw.
Yeah,
That's
seriously.
how messed up he is right now.
Just talk about Big Show for a moment. I'm going off topic.
That's okay.
Did you read
Okay,
that he
actually.
has 4 years left on his contract?
I did not.
He's going to be
It's
44,
not okay.
and he said after that, healthy or not, he's retiring.
Okay, good. Good for him.
I think that's a good thing. I think, if you didn't know, Big Show is flat out locker room leader.
Yeah.
He's he's the grandfather of the locker room. Everybody goes to him for advice or whatever.
Oh, yeah, since Taker's not there anymore.
If he retires, I think he's going to stay with the company because he knows he can still give back. Big Show has a really, really good mind for the business. He's probably gonna work with the new kids in NXT, help them develop their characters, maybe help them with their moveset. It's for a big dude. He's got a pretty elaborate moveset.
Well, it'd be helpful to guys his size, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you got guys like Jamie Noble coaching guys his size, so work the other way around too. Just because you can't do a shooting star press, sorry, Brock, doesn't mean that you can't teach someone to do a shooting star press.
That's true. That is true.
And by the way, Brock used to do it in OVW all the time. Heyman was one of the guys that told him, don't do it all the time. Save it. Save it for when people are paying to see you. Don't do it on a house show.
Yeah, you just give it away.
He whipped it out at Mania, and
that was that.
Kurt was a little too far.
Yeah, he was.
What's the
What was he
prediction?
gonna do?
I think any
What is
normal human would
what's
have
your
said after
point
that.
here?
I know.
We're on a tangent.
He was nodding vigorously.
I'm nodding vigorously because, yeah, he almost died.
Yeah.
Like a normal human would have just.
Yeah, he was
That's
concussed.
it. You'd be wearing freaking black armbands with Brock Lesnar's name on it.
Yeah, he was concussed. He couldn't stand. He couldn't see straight. And I don't know if you've ever banged your head really that hard, but like he was nauseous.
I had not. Fortunately for me,
Mhm.
I have not hit my head that hard.
I
in
haven't
recent memory.
And not that I recall, but then again, I don't recall much. And I probably wouldn't remember it either because Daniel Bryan doesn't remember his concussion.
Yeah, I mean, we might have had concussions and not knowing it.
So yeah, I know Brock's not winning it.
So
Process
who's your,
of elimination.
Orton, you think? Orton too? It's sad, but that's the state of affairs. I mean,
the big question is Kane going to get involved somehow?
he has to. You can't have Daniel Bryan in an elimination chamber. Well, he is hurt.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
Kane
a-
might not have to be involved. He could attack him before he gets there.
But the Authority a couple weeks ago told Kane that he can't just attack superstars, and then he's going and still attacking twice. There's a lack of consistency here, and it's not just okay, they're heels, they do what they want, but like they enforced and they stopped enforcing. To me, that's just bad writing.
That's another thing is speaking of writing, and I'm glad you mentioned that. Now, if
No,
you
you're
recall, when Triple H first made his presence known as the COO, what happened? The heels got together, and they got him voted. They got him out.
Yeah.
They got him out. So all of a sudden, so I guess faces are too dumb because they could have done that like a while ago when he was throwing his weight when they were throwing their weight around before.
Yeah, it's just bad inconsistencies.
Yeah, it's
And-
like, you know.
For the people that are just coming into it, it's cool because like everything they do is new. But then if you've been watching even for the past 2 years, you saw Triple H get voted out of position of power, and then he comes back and he's a heel now, and
He's doing worse than what he did. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't even doing bad things before.
Yeah, now he's firing
That's a
people,
bottle, isn't it?
making Cody work for his job and his dad's job, and Cody and Goldie making them work for their jobs.
All that messed up stuff that they were doing.
Who's doing that?
That's the long game, man.
Is that? It's a plastic bottle?
Supposed to be.
It sounds like a
Phil,
bottle.
Phil, we miss you.
Yes, we do. Although
Uh,
I don't feel that I can be on a first name basis with him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, he is. But
You saw that interview with him and Ariel Helwani, right?
Look at my.
Yeah,
Recent one.
I just think he needs a break. I mean, that's fine. And
I
it's
have seen-
official. He said that he's on a sabbatical. At least that's
Yeah.
what Vince said.
Yeah, I have
Mr. McMahon. That's what Mr. McMahon said.
Yeah, I see both sides of the story here. I mean, the bottom line is I don't like it, and selfishly, I want Punk to come back. Like, yes. I mean, aside from Daniel Bryan, he's the most over face right now. Period.
Cool, but who do
it's
you
not
think's
good enough,
going to
man.
win the Elimination Chamber
You know,
match?
he works too hard.
Yeah, I hope that if and when he comes back, that he doesn't lose any of the clout that he established when he first walked away, because Vince kind of bent over backwards for him to bring him back.
This aged well.
Totally. Who would have thought?
Well, it's obviously AEW wasn't a thing.
What EW? I don't know what you're talking about.
This is pre-Stardust.
Yeah. But really, we need to get to the end of this
Yeah.
predictions or whatever, and we gotta go because it's gonna take me longer to get there.
as always, I'm stalling, but let's go.
Yes,
Vince
go.
doesn't pay royalties for entrance
Nothing's
music,
changed.
and they get Cult of Personality that they're paying royalties for.
Yeah.
Plus, the band comes and performs it live,
Mm-hmm.
which was
Yeah, he's
quite a
gonna
while
really
later,
get him
but
back
still.
now.
Yeah.
He really gave Punk everything he wanted. Everything Punk asked for that was in his power. Unfortunately, the ice cream bars were not under Vince's control. He gave Punk everything he wanted.
I still hold out hope that someday we will have those ice cream bars. One day.
But yeah, he gave Punk everything he wanted. But now, like, up and quitting, like, right before WrestleMania. Now, the WrestleMania plans, they're planned, like, 4, 5, 6 months ahead. It was planned. It was widely known. If you follow the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, if you have a site you read, you probably know that Punk versus Triple H, the plan for WrestleMania.
Okay, yeah.
Like November, they were talking about that, and now it's gone. That's just not happening. Punk's gone.
Well, yeah, I don't know the guy. I really like him. He's one of my heroes. But I guess no one knows really but him. Sit here and guess all day.
Yeah, I was saying, I see both sides of it. I mean, if you're
Great,
not feeling it anymore, if you had the passion and the passion is gone, and if other people control your on-screen character, and it's going to be a breaking point, and you have to take a step back. You have to take some time off. Was time he had like 6 months on his contract left? Could he have held out for 6 more months? Could he have just talked to them and said, "Listen, can we do something else?" He could have gone directly to Vince. Him and Vince had a rapport. He could have said, they could have worked something out. Maybe he'll take a month off and they'll extend his contract a month. And then after his contract ends, then maybe he'll take some more time off if he needs.
I think this is what the kids call copium.
Maybe something more could have done. Punk could have put in a little bit more effort.
Yeah, try to
cope. Reach an agreement
all that
with
copium
them.
right now.
As far as like the writers and creative in general, could they have? I mean, we can
Or
crap
then.
on them all we want, but
It's not an easy job.
they got the writing jobs we don't.
Yeah, it's not an easy job, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we're barely hanging on here.
I don't even know how we've talked for so long.
Yeah, we took some duct tape and some conversation and just wrap that shit up like we usually do.
Yeah, and what was it? JR was the one that mentioned how if you have a contract, you have a contract. If you break that contract, there's only one person that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's the person breaking the contract. I understand both sides of it. As a fan of you, as a fan of wrestling for 30 some odd years, I wish you'd come back. I really want to see you back. As a fan of yours, also, if you need the time, take the time. Please use the time wisely. We would love to see you come back healthy and passionate again.
I agree. I definitely agree. I think that's important. Just looking at your own life. Just make up your own mind. That's what it always does anyway.
I feel like we're eulogizing you.
So many words.
We're not eulogizing him. We're just,
Punk, we know you're very much alive.
we're just getting through this as best as we can.
Yeah. We're fans.
We're fans.
Matter of fact, we're going to Raw on March 24th.
That's right.
And we bought tickets just before I'm talking to him like it's only him listening. We bought tickets just before
Friend of the show, CM Punk.
Yeah, that's right. Just before CM Punk quit, we bought tickets, and me and my wife, we got the CM Punk commemorative tickets. That's a hologram. It has the date of the show on it and everything. It doesn't have the seat number, right? I don't think, but it's got the date of the show.
Nice.
There they are.
Nice. Yeah, it's proof. It has evidence. He has the documents. I can't see anything. Oh, okay.
Trying to get close so you can see it says Barclays Center, March 24th,
Okay.
2014.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
So there it is. It's a Punk hologram.
Oh,
Whatever. Well, I want to get those signed one day.
I just run into him like, hey.
Like, hey Phil, what's up? You still doing that CM Punk thing?
Well, I think that about wraps it up for us today.
Mhm.
Is there anything you would like to say?
Like your prediction?
To close, or
I
Orton
had
won.
a good time. I had a really good time. Our first podcast here.
Me too.
Again, we welcome any and all comments, positive, negative, don't care, whatever you want to say. Whatever you
let's
want to say to
revise
us,
that
if you agree,
statement.
if you disagree.
I think you guys should just kill yourselves. What do you think about that? That could work too.
Yeah, yeah. So you can tweet me at Rich the Riz, RICH the RIZ, dude.
And I am Jer at the Jer Show. It's spelled the way it's said. THEO.
It's Basement Jer
Hit me
now.
up on Twitter, and we'll go from there. But before I leave, I'll leave you with this. Okay, never mind. I had a deep message, but I just want to say this is our first official podcast. It will go through some editing.
Not
Not
enough.
of content though, because there's just no point. It's just it is what it is. That's it.
No, there is a point.
It's just for fun mostly.
There is a
But,
point.
He took the time.
It was for
Thanks a
fun
lot.
mostly.
Thank you.
And
You're not Joe Rogan.
enjoy the
You need to
chamber.
edit yourself.
Hopefully we will.
And boy, what? Well, look,
We made it.
There's a lot to unpack here, so I'll leave that to the comments below. I don't regret anything really. I said what I said. I changed. We all change. Richard is very brief. Whatever for you.
No regrets. Thank you if you made it this far. We appreciate you, and you must really and truly love us or hate yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, as usual, thanks for listening. Link tree below and basementbookers at Gmail. I'll mention that specifically for the things for emailing. So if you want to email in, what do you think of the first episode? And probably, we're probably feeling worse about that. But I did have fun. I did have fun doing this. Check, like I said, link tree, all the things. Rich, do the thing for me. Make me, cue me up.
I'll cue you up. Cue you up. You actually
Cue
have
up
a
the
closer
band.
now.
Yeah.
Jer's got a party message.
The match of life is scheduled for what fall? So make it count.
And do what the man says.
Follow the bookers. All right, I'm going to hit end recording.